And we'll share the recording later this week. So if you are having any issues hearing us, please let us know on the chat box, and we have our lovely moderators here who will be checking as well. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Cannot believe it, but it is our last PAC session of the school year. So thanks to everybody who's been joining us throughout the year. And if you are joining us for the first time, welcome. So we will start off with updates from our PAC Executive Board. So what you'll also see, I wanted to just give you all a heads up, what you'll also see besides some upcoming updates is that you'll also get some information about highlights from some of the things that we've done over the past school year with the PAC. So I will start off. So one of my favorite quotes is this one: alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. So we have really proven this the past year to accomplish as all these coming together. So sorry, so I'm not sure how much of that was covered before it went to mute for some reason. So I am going to start off again, but these are some of the general highlights from PAC for this past school year. So one of the things is that the PAC website has been updated regularly and is being updated by parent guardian volunteers. So thank you to all of you who have been helping to keep that updated. And if you haven't had a chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. We've got a calendar of events, copies of the emails that have been sent out to the parents and guardians distribution list, various updates for the different committees. And we've also created a page for incoming parents and guardians. So if you are one of those that have a student who will be joining next year for the 2023-2024 school year, welcome. And also make sure to check that page out. There's a lot of great information on there. I think. Yeah, are they not hearing it?
Yeah, no. Can you hear? No,
we can't hear. We can hear. Yeah. Okay, we can hear. Okay, so we also were able to coordinate fundraising opportunities such as an after college workshop, dormroom.com, Amazon Smile, which unfortunately is no longer, but we were able to partake of that program as it was available. We also had a couple of restaurant days for Chipotle and Panera Bread. So if any of you we're able to do that, we appreciate that. So those funds will help to offset the rising costs of some of the PAC's programs. And then a portion of the PAC's budget went toward offsetting the cost of downstate bus transportation and senior banquet tickets for families who qualify for Tier 1 and Tier 2 reduction of fees. In addition, we were able to donate 10 sets of technology toolkits, which includes the web camera, a conference microphone speaker, and tripod to IMSA that can be used for hybrid learning and meetings. And we also invited the community to add donations. And our overall goal is, if possible, to be able to provide at least 50 sets so that they can have that available for each classroom at IMSA. So that is an ongoing campaign. So if you go to the PAC website under donate to the IMSA PAC, it's got details too, if you would like to. There's an Amazon wish list, so it's very easy. You can pick and choose. You don't have to donate a whole set. If you can only donate a speaker, that is always welcome. And it's set up so that it will be shipped directly to the principal's office here at IMSA. So really no muss, no fuss. You can make a donation and you can do it from the comfort of your own bed or couch, whichever you prefer. And also parents and guardians were given the opportunity to purchase Proud IMSA Parent merchandise, which I think one of our lovely moderators here is wearing today. Throughout the school year, we do have some shirts left, but they are in dwindling number right now. So we will have that available to the incoming parents during placement testing. We also hosted a mix and mingle in September for parents and guardians to meet or reconnect with each other, because since that was in the beginning of the school year. We also hosted one in April for parents and guardians to meet or reconnect with other current families. And we also had alumni parents and guardians available too. So they were able to get to talk to them as well. So we also have representatives from PAC that are present during the placement testing dates. So yesterday, Jen Mock, our treasurer, was in Litchfield greeting parents of incoming sophomores for next year. And next Friday, we'll have some volunteers, Jim Ramos, Sonia Harrington, and Anna Salinas here at IMSA, and they'll be greeting the test takers that are coming to IMSA. We'll also have PAC representatives participating in the sophomore orientation sessions held at IMSA this summer. And we were able to provide quite a few speaker sessions this year. So including how to find college scholarships, security at IMSA, IMSA internship programs, and having a panelist of alumni parents come and share their experiences both while at IMSA and after IMSA, and be able to give some tips on that. So all those recordings are available on the PAC website under the PAC Sessions tab. And also, we are very grateful that we've had representatives from IMSA, including from the principal's office, student life office, the CAC office, student council, come to our PAC sessions and regularly give updates. So we are so appreciative of that because then it allows us to have a lot more information. So you'll see that today we may not have as many of the representatives because quite a few of them volunteer, or not, I shouldn't say volunteered, but were working prom and post-prom last night to the couple hundred of seniors. So I'm sure they're very, very tired this morning. So if any of them do join us on via phone or Zoom, we will be glad to hear from them later on. So again, I wanted to extend my thanks on behalf of the entire PAC team to the many volunteers who helped put on the programs and events this school year. We could not have done it without you. So we appreciate each one of you. So, I mean, we do have our executive board and our committee chairs, but we also have hundreds of parents and guardians that volunteer throughout the year to help execute the plan. So thank you everyone for doing it. So I'll start off with some of the highlights of some of the things that I had worked on this year. So I led the monthly PAC sessions, executive board meetings, and the full PAC team meetings. I created and presented the PAC liaison reports at IMSA's Board of Trustees meeting. So the next one is on Wednesday. And also I was able to participate in different discussions, including that parent focus group, the Vision 2033, graduation regalia review committee, and also was able to engage in conversation about how to engage parents of alumni here at IMSA and within the PAC. And I was able to facilitate some meetings between PAC representative and IMSA representatives as needed, and I was able to perform various responsibilities as needed. So it's been my honor and pleasure to serve as PAC president this past school year and the past couple of years. So I look forward to being able to present to you the election results. So voting for the elected positions for the next school year ended on April 30th. And so just a reminder, the way that worked was the 4 candidates that received the most votes will decide between all of them, which of them will serve in the roles of PAC President, Vice President, Secretary, and Treasurer. And then those 4 will then appoint the sophomore, junior, and senior parent representatives. So the junior and senior parent representatives are usually appointed sometime by the end of summer, but sophomore parent representative is usually more towards the beginning of the school year, since that's when those lists are finalized and all of that. Okay, so I wanted to introduce to you our new executive board. So first, we've got Alina Suarez. So if you want to come up, and Suarez Cahill, if you wanted to come up here on camera, so those in the Zoom land can see you as well. So that's right over there.
This one.
So if you wanted to just kind of share a few words about yourself, we do have a lovely slide, but if you'd like to share a few words.
I have a current sophomore at IMSA, I've got a student at Iowa, and a 7th grader. I've been involved in all my children's school boards and such, and have held many volunteer positions. So I am very aware that this all doesn't happen without help from parents like you, like us. So I look forward to working with everyone.
Thank you, Alina. Okay, and next we have Clay Dean, and I believe he is on via Zoom. So Clay, if you'd like to share a few words about yourself.
I struggle with the mute button. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Great.
fine. Thank you.
All right, and I apologize for my attire. I'm not in person. I've got a lot going on here at the house today, but I'm downstate. So, and I'm new to this, obviously, right? So I guess one thing about me of potential interest is that I'm an alumnus of IMSA. I think I was in the 5th class, it was in '92. And I have 2 sons, and one of them is a rising junior. And here I just mentioned on my slide, I mean, I think one of the things and one of the reasons why I wanted to get more involved is that I think compared to my day at IMSA, there's less stuff for the kids to do off campus, getting off campus, going into Chicago, kind of learning about the world. And I'd also like to see them get more engaged in the local community and give back and volunteerism and things like that, which were things I think we did more maybe of some years ago. So yeah, I'm very glad to be a part of the group and happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Clay. And next we have Sonia Harrington. This will be right next to me.
That's me. I have twin girls here at IMSA. They are currently sophomores, and I have an 8-year-old son who's in the 3rd grade. We live in South Holland, probably about an hour from here. I am currently serving as the Vice President of the PAC and also on the Academic Committee. So I'm very happy to be able to continue serving for the new school year. I run a nonprofit in South Holland, a before and after school and summer enrichment program. So youth development is my passion. So I'm excited to continue that with the high school students. And then I'm also on the board of trustees at our public library. So.
And next we have Anna Salinas.
Hi, I'm Anna Salinas.
Anna. You hold it. Oh, so they can hear you.
Hi, I'm Anna Salinas. Currently, I have a junior. His name is Matthew Salinas. I have a freshman at Nazareth Academy, Andrew and Sammy. He's my youngest. I can't forget about my husband because he's the one that puts up with me when I'm never home. And I'm very happy to serve again at the board. Thank you for voting for me. I hope I can make you guys happy. Thank you.
All right, so we talked a lot about how we were able to put a lot of this programming together and execute it because we had so many volunteers. So we do have quite a few parents, not only as chairs, but also as volunteers that are parents of seniors this year that won't be returning next year. So we do need some more parents and guardians to step up and make sure that that volunteer pool is healthy for next year. So again, we don't want anybody to think that just because you put your name on the volunteer form that you're going to be pulled and expected to plan things. The good news is, as we go through this, we actually have chair people for I think all but 1 or 2 of the committees. So the great news about that is that there are going to be people that will be planning these things. So they just need the volunteers to help execute it. And to remind you, a lot of these programs, the main thing is that we're trying to benefit the students' experience here at IMSA. So again, I ask that you take a minute to fill out the form. So even if it's just one thing that you'd like to participate in, and again, there's lots of things you can do whether or not you live near or far from campus. So as you can see, there's a lot of people that are involved here that some live hours away. And so there's definitely things for you to be able to do whether or not you're near the campus.
And I would just reiterate that it gives you an ability to really give your feedback because you know your children and you know some of the experiences that they're having. So when we come together in meetings like this or on a lot of the committees that are available, it gives you the opportunity to learn more about what's going on and to offer your input and suggestions and things so that, you know, so we can all kind of support our children. So I just would reiterate, you know, get involved in something, just anything. And it can be, like Maria said, it can be from afar, it can be on campus, but there's a lot of opportunities for parents.
And I will have to say that also, you know, some of us are lucky enough to be able to meet on campus. And I think, you know, a lot of us will attest that it's been great to have these parent friendships outside of just seeing people like in the hallways, if you're ever in passing, dropping off your kids, things like that. And sometimes it's helpful to have the other parents that you know to ask questions about. And like they said, you know, because kids are different too. So some kids share more with their parents about what's going on at school. Some don't. And so some will hear, oh, okay, I didn't know that's going on, but you know, I didn't know that event was coming up, but it's great to have that. And I will tell you too, when you get involved, even if you live far, when you're having those Zoom calls and Zoom meetings, there are a lot of people I feel like I've met in person just because we've gotten to know them through these Zoom calls, right? And then when you meet them in person, oh, we feel like we've known each other for a very long time. So it's a great perk to getting involved. So I'm actually going to lead it back into Sonia's court here because she'll give the updates for Vice President.
So we have some of the activities that the Vice President role was able to coordinate and to help coordinate with our parent volunteers, starting with move-in days. So on those very first few days, just helping to coordinate volunteers, and then the carnival, which was so fun. Like, can we even remember way back to the carnival? Like now that we're at the end, that was like one of the first major things, and it was so fun, you know, big family event. College Day, which just recently happened, where we had lots of colleges in the gymnasium for our, mainly for the junior parents to come and just get acclimated to some new schools and talk to some of the representatives. And then again, with the placement testing that happened yesterday and is coming up this week, that's one of the activities that this role is able to coordinate. And then again, more parent involved volunteer activities with the preview day, the virtual information sessions that we're doing. And then just recently, the admitted student session that we had, I think that was last week, where we were speaking with the incoming parents and students and answering questions that they might have and trying to help them to get a better understanding of what the environment is like.
And then next we'll have updates from the treasurer. And I know Jen is on the call. So go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Jen. I'm downstate too. I live close to St. Louis. If you'll go to the next screen for me, please. I'll give our financial report real quick. April, our assets, at the end of April, our assets were $47,221 in our checking. Our reserves is still at $23,004, and our total cash assets are at $70,226. If you'll go to the next screen for me, please. Our income is the same as last month. We really didn't have much income other than the donations that are trickling in for teacher appreciation. I think we have some coming in for Friday Fest, but of course this is reporting for last month, so they're not reflecting quite on this report yet. If you'll go to the next slide for me, please. We are going to be spending a lot of money this month. Of course, senior banquet invoices will be due. Teacher appreciation, we're spending, finishing up the invoices on those. Student life, the wing parents are spending the rest of the remaining funds. The student life committee, if you could please take a look, if you volunteered on student life as a wing parent, please take a look at the 2022-2023 wing parent Facebook page. There is a breakdown of your remaining funds on the Facebook page. And if you don't have that, if you're not on Facebook, please get with Susan because she can send you those figures as well. If you'll go to the next page for me, please. I think that's it for me. I just wanted to say, as a departing executive board member, it was my pleasure to serve the PAC for the past 2 years in this capacity. And I really look forward to serving as a parent volunteer next year. And I will be around. So any of the executive board members serving next year can always reach out to me. I am more than happy to help. So pleasure working with all of you and meeting all of you. It has really enhanced my experience as a as an IMSA parent, and I look forward to next year.
Thank you very much, Jen. And I wanted to also extend a very special thank you to Jen Mock, because she's the one that actually worked very hard to get us set up on Google Workspace and get the website set up and try to really streamline a lot of things so that our transition with the new board, and this will be just ongoing in perpetuity, but with new board members, new committee chairs, to make it much easier to do that, and also for the resources to remain in one place so that it's not recreating the wheel every year. So that is such a huge gift that she's given us, and just also for tirelessly working behind the scenes in so many things that a lot of people just don't even know, but she helps to keep the PAC running really well. So for that, thank you so much, Jen, for everything you did.
You did a great job, Jen.
Thank you very much. So next we have updates from the secretary.
For secretary, prepared slides for the PAC sessions with a lot of help from Maria and Jen, because I was new at it the first year and it was very difficult. So I'm very grateful to Maria and Jen. Procured and archived minutes for the executive board meeting. Again, without Maria and Jen, I wouldn't have been able to do that because they helped me so much. Because like I said, I'm very busy with the other two boys, but I look forward to working again at the PAC. Thanks.
And then we have updates from the sophomore, junior, and senior parent representatives. So I'm actually going to do kind of for all of you, since the other gentlemen are able to.
Oh, okay. Hopefully you can hear me. My name is Rashmi Palmadai. I will be going through these parent representative highlights today. So in general, the parent representatives, myself, my three for the junior class, and Piyush for the senior class, we held regular meetings with the parents and guardians, I believe every other week for the most part, aside from holidays and vacation schedules. We shared information and resources with the parents and guardians during meetings. We facilitated back and forth conversation topics between administration as well as the parents. And many of us had decks and slides that we shared regularly as well. We had a very good attendance from the parents, and I have to thank everyone for being there, because a successful group of parents basically makes a successful year. So thank you for bringing up all the concerns and questions that you had. We had good attendance. I can speak for the sophomore calls. We had very good attendance every time. Plenty of folks attended and spoke up, which is very important. I also got a lot of emails and people in the chat sessions and everything. So it's best when we can clearly communicate, share our thoughts, and express what we need to as parents, on behalf of our students. So thank you all for doing that. And again, we plan to have these sessions next year as well. And please continue to join and volunteer if you can, and definitely share your thoughts on these sessions.
And I will have to attest, I would come on those calls every so often. I was always blown away by just how many parents and guardians would show up in every call consistently. And it wasn't always the same parents, which was fantastic to see. So, and just to let everybody know, the reason why that all came about is because, the needs for each of those grade levels vary greatly, or I shouldn't even say needs, but like the topics that are hot on their mind for both the students themselves and the parents. So by allowing them to have, a forum to kind of have those conversations, and a lot of it was, am I the only one, right? One of the first ones, am I the only one whose child is not answering my calls? And that is really for like parents of sophomores. There's a lot of new things, so that's where it becomes very helpful.
Yes.
So we appreciate all of the work that you did with everybody. So thank you for that.
On here.
Yes. And then next we will have updates from our committees. So first we have academic.
This DK. Like
Touch her
shocking.
DK 's on the call. DK, are you on the call? Yeah, I'm not sure if she is.
Okay. Okay, so it's me again. Um, I served on the academic committee, and part of our year involved, we had monthly meetings with Dr. Kwaji Anderson, excuse me, just so she could update us, sorry, on some of her focuses for the month. And then we could let her know if we had heard from any parents with any academic questions, and we would pass those on to her at that time. So that was one of the major things, was just to be able to have that open line of communication with our principal and to be able to bring parent concerns to her. And then she in turn would give us information that she wanted us to take back to parents. We also shared a lot of information on the PAC website with those monthly meetings, and any questions that we did have, we were posting answers to the academic support website on the PAC's page. We were able to be representative with for our parents, like I said. So during those meetings, we were able to bring concerns or questions that our parents had to that administration. Pizza, we provided pizza, which, you know, the kids, the children love that part of our role, is pizza during the winter study session. And then coming up here, I want to say tomorrow, is that tomorrow? Next Sunday. Okay, next Sunday. Yeah, not tomorrow.
We can fly back too fast.
So next Sunday, there will be pizza provided for the students as well. And we were able to get additional funding to provide even more pizza so that they can have even more nourishment, if that's what you want to call pizza, during their study time.
So again, that also hint to your parents, you can remind your students, hey, you want to
Did you
study
know
for
there's
finals?
pizza? Yeah.
Go for the pizza.
Right. Go for the pizza.
Go for the
Stay
pizza.
for the.
Stay for the study, exactly. So again, that was also in conjunction with IMSA, because they are running those study sessions, and they reached out to Pat saying.
I think that was Amy Keck. I got a message from. She helps
Yes.
coordinate that.
So thank you very much. Academic. Next is.
Right, good morning. Here, next slide, please. I'm Carrie, this is Melissa, and we're wrapping up at the end of the year here. Luau is scheduled to be held on Thursday, May 25th. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So information was emailed out, I'm sorry, May 1st, and you can always find the sign-up links on the IMSA PAC website under the Friday Fest tab. At this point, we're 100% wonderful on student volunteers. We have most of the parent volunteers slots have been filled up. This slide, actually, I put it together last week, so it's a little scary. So we're good on parent volunteers. The one area where we're really in need are vegan and vegetarian entrees. We want to be able to offer the kids choices. We have plenty of meat dishes, and obviously kids who eat meat can eat the vegetarian things, but the vegetarians and the vegans, you know, they're not able to eat the other things that we're offering. So we're really hoping parents will come forward and sign up for that. Again, you can find the link for that on the IMSA PAC website. And next slide. And then some of the highlights of what Friday Fest has done this year. We had 3 successful Friday Fest events in September, November, and January. And I put hopefully in parentheses, in Luau 2023. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please reach out to us at fridayfest@imsapac.org. And I think that's the last slide. Yep, all right.
And I also wanted to extend a special thank you to Carrie and Melissa and their Friday Fest team, because if any of you have ever been to Friday Fest, you know it is an experience, but it takes a lot of coordination. So a lot of people probably don't know all of the work they do behind the scenes to make sure it gets executed. And sometimes there are those nail biting times of, do we have enough donations and volunteers to make it happen? But, you know, they make it look easy, and they're 2 very spectacular people that we're going to miss. But thank you very much for lining up some chairs for next year. So students, you won't be without a Friday Fest next year. Okay, so thank you both for all you've done. So Hospitality Committee. I'll give the updates on that. So this past week, we had faculty and staff appreciation week. So you can see from our calendar of events, we had quite a few things in store for them. So Friday was an I Day, and it was also prom here. So we had the notes of gratitude there. So if you still would like to shoot emails to the teachers, you didn't have to just do it yesterday. Feel free to do that. I know they really just love to hear from the parents, and even a small thank you, simple thank you, goes a long way. So this is just a snapshot of some of the things that went on. So I was able to be here for a little bit for a couple of the days, and between all of us, I think we probably took about 400 pictures. I wasn't going to put all 400 on here, but they were fed very well. We had snacks and gift boxes for them on Monday, and breakfast on Tuesday and Wednesday, lunch on Thursday. And so they were just all very, very grateful for the love and appreciation that was shown to them. And so many of them stopped to make sure to tell one of the PAC representatives to pass that along. So on the top right, you'll see that there's gift boxes. These are over 200 gift boxes that were lovingly put together by our treasurer, Jen Mock. So thank you, Jen, for putting all of those together. And she brought them to campus and got them set up on Sunday night, or this weekend, so that on Monday morning they could all come. And this was, again, not just for the faculty, but also for the staff. So pretty much all the IMSA employees had an opportunity to get some of this. And thank you to everyone also who made donations, whether it was monetary or writing out the cards or making keychains here to go into these gift boxes. They were so appreciative of it. We did have some parents who wrote out some of those thank you cards in different languages. And we had one of the faculty and staff members come in excitedly wanting to show us because they had gotten one of those cards. So it means a lot to them with these little acts of generosity. So again, we appreciate all of you. And that bottom left is a sign that we had here on the lawn for all of them. So just wanted to share some of the emails that we got back regarding that. I'm not going to read through all of them. You have a chance to read it. But basically, the sentiment is that they felt very loved and appreciated and wanted us to extend the thank you to all of you parents and guardians out there. So as a reminder, PAC is not just, the executive board and committee chairs. As a parent of a current IMSA student, you are by default a member of PAC. So this extends out to all of you. So again, thank you for all of that. So we did have a hardworking crew of volunteers that were on site to help make sure the food was set up and replenished and cleaned up. So just wanted to also extend a thank you to all of those. June Chow and Sonia helped us coordinate all the volunteers, Susan Kemp, Jen Mock, Vipani Patel, myself and Jim, Anna Salinas, Nisha Shanbag, Courtney Tang, and T Tang. Thank you, all of you, for all of your hard work in doing all of that. You are much appreciated. Okay, so also we have some faculty and staff members that will be retiring this year. So there are kudo boards set up for all of them. So if you scan this QR code, or if you go onto the PAC website under hospitality, you'll see the links to all of those kudo boards. So even if you don't know who they are, if you would just like to leave a note of thank you to all of them, I'm sure they would appreciate it. We won't be sending the links to them for these kudo boards for another couple of weeks, so you have some more time to get your messages in. Okay. And they were also presented with a blanket at the retirement party that they had for them. Okay, next we have multicultural, and committee chairs were not able to join us today, so I'll give the updates for them. So in summary, during the fall semester, they were able to assist in coordinating food and financial donations for additional food to the Indian Student Association and Black Student Union for their Diwali and Harambe cultural shows in November. And they were able to provide financial donation to Alma Latina for the Noche Buena celebration in December. And then during the spring semester, they were able to help coordinate parents' donations of food and also provide a financial donation to the Alma Latino and Asian Students in America culture shows, which was the Casa de la Luna in February. And then they were also able to provide financial donation to the Muslim Student Association for the Ramadan banquet, which was held in April. So here's some pictures for some of those events. And thank you to all of the parents who made those donations of either food or monetary donations. As you can see, the students really enjoyed partaking of the many different meals. So thank you very much to all of you. And mailing is continuing on as a chair for the Multicultural Committee. Marguerite is a parent of a senior, so we thank Marguerite for her service this year as a Multicultural Committee co-chair. So we are looking for another co-chair to help mailing in coordinating some of those. So in this role, you would work very closely with the leaders of those student groups. So it's a really great way to get to know some of these wonderful students here who are helping to coordinate some of this. So the good thing about the Multicultural Committee is that in this role, you're not actually coordinating purchasing the food. Those are all being donated by parents, or the cultural committees are taking care of the rest of purchasing some additional food. It's more just making sure that those sign-up sheets are up, and again, communicating with the leaders. So if you would like to email multicultural@imsapac.org or me, we can pass along that information and get you connected with mailing. So thank you. And next we have some updates for regional reps. Okay.
Hi, everybody. This is Susan. Exciting news from regional reps. We already have some picnics planned for the summer of 23, which is great. We've got 2 committee chairs coming on. Elena and Robin are going to take over that position. Region 1's picnic is going to be on 8/6 in Ottawa. Region 5, we need a rep for. So if you're in the East St. Louis, Centralia, Carbondale area and would like to be a regional rep and help plan the summer picnic, you can reach out to me. A couple of slides later, my email's on there. It's region1@imsapac.org. And if you go to the next slide.
I will do that. I'll send you an email.
Thank you. Yay. So we have a region rep for every region now. Region 7 is going to be on August 13th. Region 9 is going to be on July 22nd. And Region 10 will be on August 13th. I'll send out an email a little closer to the school year's end, and hopefully we'll have a couple more picnics planned by then, so everyone can kind of plan their summer and look forward to seeing each other at the summer picnic.
Thank you very much. And thanks so much for coordinating all of that. And just a reminder, with all of those, that will be added to the calendar on the PAC website. So regional reps, if you're on the call, please make sure to go ahead and email that to info@imsapac.org. So someone from the team can get that on the calendar for you. Okay, here are the regions. So our parents and guardians able to, or families able to attend picnics from other regions?
Yes, absolutely. You're welcome to go to any region you want to. You can go to all 10 if you want.
Okay, did you all hear that? We should have a little punch card system going on here.
Yeah,
Let's see at the end if somebody will get a prize. If you can make it to all, that's very impressive. If you can make it to all 10 region picnics just because of the travel, you are. Yeah.
No speeding.
No speeding.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and so senior banquet committee. Just a reminder, if you have not submitted photos for the slideshow, do that. Okay, and student life.
There's a couple of the highlights from student life, all the wing events that we had during this year. And I'm going to read a few out, but this is, I mean, there's so many things. They did welcome bags, spa nights, wing decorations, pizza parties, Belgian waffle bars, ice cream Sunday nights, popcorn movie nights, trick or treat bags, pumpkin carving, Friendsgiving meals, winter crafts, cookies and hot cocoa before exams, winter break gifts, Valentine's treats, huge Clash of the Hall parties, spring break treat bags, egg hunts, and a ton of wing potlucks and wing dinners. So really, my hat, I just can't thank the wing parents enough for such a wonderful year. and providing for all the kids. Go to the next slide. Oh, okay, that's okay. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the wonderful gifts all the parents gave, crafts they made, and events they organized and provided supplies for. You guys are all amazing and definitely help make the school year brighter for all the IMSA students. And also a huge shout out to all the students who showed so much appreciation for all the wing events. So thank you guys all, and carry on for next year. If you're interested in joining Student Life, you can email studentlife@imsapac.org, and they'll get you set up for next year being a wing parent.
And again, thank you to all the wing parents and all the chairs that help coordinate all of these wing parent events. So thank you very much. Next, we have updates from Technology Committee. All right, and our tech team is going to transition for a minute from their duties for this hybrid meeting to coming up here. So give them 2 seconds.
Hey, I'm Jim.
Charlie, Sudhir.
Bing.
And we are 4 of the 7 technology committee.
What?
And let's see. This year we held hybrid meetings throughout the school year. We maintained and moderated the PAC website, Facebook group, Google Workspace, files, and the calendar events. Parents of seniors, make sure you join the alumni group. You're going to be invited to the alumni group over the summer. Myself and Jose are going to be leaving this year. And
That's dope.
and one other co-chair, Nagesh, will not be returning. So there's still space for incoming sophomores.
Absolutely. So Jim will be back. We want Jim back, but there are like so much resources. So there is this website, IMSA PAC website. It has got all the information. And as Maria, you mentioned, Jen, for setting up all those things, that makes our lives easier as parents and for the incoming parents. And we have this YouTube, all this recording are in YouTube, and we are putting together the time slice and all those things. So please make use of all those resources that we as a team are working behind the scenes.
Yeah, I don't have anything technical to add. Just a request, as you know, I think some really senior folks are leaving and we do need help. So if somebody has an aptitude and interest, please do join us. As you can see, we might not have the best setup. So if anybody has a great idea, we are open to it. Yeah. So thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this technology team really are rock stars. So thank you very much. And again, another group that does a lot behind the scenes, but you know, we appreciate all of their hard work. Exactly. We can't do it without them. So as I had mentioned, if you're a parent of a senior, that they'll be cleaning up the main Facebook group in the summer. So if you'd like to stay in touch with other parents of alumni as well, and they'll pop in and probably put in some information too that's going on. There's a Parents of Alumni Facebook group as well. Okay, Transportation Committee. Is there anybody on Zoom from the Transportation Committee by chance? Okay, so I'll cover their highlights. So, so the Transportation Committee is the one that coordinates the downstate bus. And so part of what they did this year is they reviewed and negotiated contracts for the bus transportation. So I don't know if you're all aware, but with, you know, the rising gas prices, the cost of buses also, and I'm sure you guys have heard about like the shortages of some bus drivers. So there were just a lot of factors that went into them looking at different contracts, reaching out to different services and kind of figuring out what the best solution was going to be for the downstate bus transportation because they still wanted to be able to offer that to the students who do live further away and could utilize the service. So they were able to offer an annual plan that included all 6 extended weekends, having a seat on the bus for that. But they were also able to offer some single ride options for those available seats. So if anybody was not able to take advantage of their seat if they paid for an annual, or if there were some additional seats left over, they were again able to coordinate buses for the 6 extended weekends. They were able to offer 3 routes this year, which was Peoria, Troy, which stopped in Bloomington and Springfield, also in Marion, which stopped in Champaign as well. And they also have volunteers at each stop to ensure that all the students getting off were not left alone if the bus had to leave, that they were staying with them until their rides came to pick them up. So for all of you who volunteered in some capacity in the transportation committee this year, thank you very much. Our families do appreciate that, and for you to ensuring that students made it home safely for all of the extended weekends. So thank you very much to that. So as many of you I think are aware, the calendar is changing a little bit next year. So the way the bus may look different for next year. So they do have an interest form. If you have a current student that's returning next year, and if your student plans to take advantage of this downstate bus service, just a reminder, this bus service is paid into by the families who use it. So the pricing is all dependent on how many families and coming, going to and from which routes, and that also will help them figure out what routes they would need to look into for next year, and also what kind of bus sizes, but that also affects the pricing. So by filling out this form, you'll be able to help them get started with that planning as they start negotiating the contracts for next year. Okay, the actual registration for the bus will take place closer to when the school year starts. So this is not committing you to taking the bus, but this is you letting them know we're interested in taking the bus as they're making those arrangements. Okay, so we do have some IMSA representatives here. So we do have a representative from Student Life. So I'm going to ask her to come up. Are you representing from Student Life? Are you representing today for Student Life?
Any questions that you have, Katie just asked me to step in.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so perfect. Okay. So we've got Erin here that she's going to be able to answer some questions if you have any for Student Life, because like I mentioned, part of their team was working the prom and post-prom yesterday, so they're probably not awake or not coherent enough today. So please put in the chat if you have any questions regarding Student Life, and then we can definitely forward that on. So we have some representatives from Student Council that are here to give some updates.
Here you go.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Sorry,
Are you on? You want to share?
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm 1501 Hall Senator.
I'm Zuyu. I'm the new Vice President, and we will be the new PAC liaison.
Okay, some updates we have a whole new board. So our president is Marguerite DeMarco, Vice President Zuyu, Treasurer Tate Schneider, Cab Director Faison, Senior Representative David Dickinson, Junior Representative Nicole. I'm a 1 Hall Senator. 02 Emily Isham. 03 Ryan Morges. 04 Freddie Ann. 05 Rithik. 06 Shanara Cardwell, and 07 Matry.
Yeah, Matry.
Matry.
And then some updates for events. So first off, we're always very excited from the student side for Luau. Everyone's looking forward to it. It's like a big de-stressing thing before finals, and we really look forward to it. Second thing we want to bring up is the last culture club event is the Asia Night Market. So Asia is hosting this 3-hour long event where you're gonna have 1 hour is gonna be performances from students, and the other hours will be smaller booths or shops or event spaces. So we don't really need parent involvement, but we're here to tell you that parents are like feel free to come to the event and watch us dance, get participating in the booths. So it's just open to the parents, and it will be on May 19th, so next Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That sounds like a lot of fun. So thank you so much for sharing those updates and for joining us so early in the morning. Thank you so much. Okay, and next we have updates from the College and Academic Counseling Department. So we have Manny on Zoom who will give us some updates. Good morning, Manny.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good, good. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, I want to start off. We have the slides, correct? That I
Yes.
sent? Okay, good. So first, let me just really say thank you, a big thank you to the PAC just for a lot of things. Thank you for being so incredible. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for being present. A couple of things I'll highlight. Thank you for paying for the breakfast coupons that we gave out to the college reps. Thank you for volunteering at College Day. Some of you guys should be event planners because you were awesome. And thank you for the faculty and staff appreciation. Now, in that regard, my stomach and my heart says big thank you for that, because it was just so warm and welcoming to, come into the office in the morning and just see that display of appreciation for the work we do. So as you already know, without you, we can't do what we do. So I just want to say on behalf of the entire CAC office, thank you. Next slide, Pete, please. So I have a couple of reminders I just want to go over for each class, for our sophomore class, juniors, and seniors. And this is really information for your students, but as well as for you. So I'm asking you to take notes and share the information with your student, just so we can close the year out strong. So the first thing is to remind them to stay focused and finish with high grades. Because we know this is a busy time. This is, we're approaching final exams, final presentations, wrapping up a lot of things. So remind them to stay focused, stay positive, be optimistic, but finish with high grades and finish strong. Next slide. So for our sophomores, want to remind them to find a summer activity to enrich their academic experience. Some may do a summer program, a summer camp, or even get a summer job. Those are some wonderful things for sophomores to try to experience. Also to let them know to start populating their resume on Naviance with activities and awards, because in their down the road in their junior year and beyond, they're really going to use that information during the college application process. So it'd be good to just start getting a head start on that. And in Naviance, anytime we give instructions in Naviance, we always have in the shared folder in the documents section instructions on how to build a resume, do the resume, and they can always reach out to the CAC if they need help with that. As always, consider visiting college campuses in the summer. In my opinion, it's never too early to do that because a lot of colleges offer summer programs, even summer information session, open houses, and usually if you go on their admissions page, you can register and take an opportunity to visit the campus. And I would say do that in person or virtually. The colleges have no preference, but they offer a lot of good opportunities to engage with them, to explore and to be educated on what they offer and some of their majors and opportunities for students to do even some of their summer programs they have. And this is for everybody too. I put it under this slide, but all transcript requests are done on Naviance 2, and there's instructions on how to do that. And if you need me to send you an email to remind you of that, I'll do that as well. Because our registrar, Mr. Ruel Abraham, he processes all transcripts. So just want to remind, if a student needs a transcript for a summer program, for scholarships, or for any reason, make sure you remind him to go into Naviance, and Mr. Abraham is the one who oversees it. He'll process it and he'll either send it to them or to wherever they designate it should go. Now for our juniors, next slide. So we want you to remind them to schedule the current juniors to schedule their spring meeting with their CAC. A lot of the CACs have already sent out a communication to do that. We've already started. Some of us are halfway through. The spring meeting is a follow-up to the Family College Conference. It's for those junior parents, if you sit in the Family College Conference, you remember we said we want to follow up with the students in the spring just to get them ready for the summer one more time, to review their resume, make sure they update their resume because the Common App will allow them to put up to 10 activities and 5 honors and awards. So that updating that resume is real important. And the Common App, once again, is where the students will apply to most of their colleges. So we want to just remind them to do that. Continue to research colleges and finalize their college list. So throughout the summer, we want the juniors to research. I can't stress this enough. And go beyond the campus tour. You want to look at the curriculum that the colleges are providing. You want to look at research opportunities. You want to look at the guide sheet. If they're considering a particular major, you want to know everything that school offers for that major. And you also want to ask good questions. So this is important to use the FIS guide, use Naviance, use websites, use College Board, Big Future, all those different places to conduct the research of the colleges. 10 events for prospective students held by individual colleges, universities. I already went over that. That's pretty important. If a college, especially if a college is a priority college and they offer any type of event, I always admonish students to take advantage of that because it exposes you not only to the school, but it starts that demonstrated interest piece that some colleges do reserve the right to use that, and they will. And so that's important as well. And over the summer, juniors, don't forget, we'll send you an email to remind you, but to create your Common App account. That's the 2023-2024 Common App account. So make sure you do that. I'll send out an email, though, as I said, to remind you of some of that summer homework, if you will. We're asking the juniors to write a draft of the Common App essay. Some CACs may ask them to write 2 drafts, because as you know, the Common App has 7 essay prompts. We always tell students to select one of the prompts, pick one that they can feel they can write the strongest about, and begin to start that draft essay. We do have an essay writing workshop coming up. One of our very own, Miss Erin Miclo, she'll be conducting that, and I'm looking at my calendar to see the date. I know what it is. Let me see. I believe it's it's Wednesday. So Wednesday, May 17th at 4:30 in the academic pit, we'll host a college essay workshop. And as you know, Ms. Miclo is one of our English faculty, so she'll be hosting that. And there's also another event that'll be held by one of our CACs as well for essay writing. And that was sent out to some of the students as well via email. Again, we want to remind the juniors, the current juniors, when you come back in the fall, you should come back with your final college list. That means the average is usually at IMSA 6 to 8 schools that you want to apply to. Now, we do know some students have a longer list, more than 6, and some even shorter. But just as a friendly reminder, every school on their final college list, when they come back in the fall, there'll be college applicants. They should be schools that they would love to attend to, and if they got accepted, they would love, to be a part of that school. So there should not be a school on the list that they don't want to go to, or even they don't feel they have a strong chance of getting in. Next slide. So our seniors, once again, our current seniors, these parents, if you're on the Zoom here or you're in person, we want to remind you to remind your students. And we do send out this information to them, but just a reminder so you know how we're closing out the year and what's going on. To update their college list in Naviance and make sure they give their CAC their final college destination where they'll be attending in the fall. And part of updating that final of their college list means if a student applied to, let's say, 10 schools, we need to know from them in Naviance if they got accepted, denied, waitlisted, or deferred. Because we use that, as you know, that admissions data to help with the next year's class and also to give the students a perspective of that admissions data helps the students know what that particular college has been doing with IMSA students for the last couple of years. We want to also remind them to complete the senior celebration form. Dean Gazak sent out that form. As you know, we always host an annual senior celebration. It'll be on May 26th this year. That's the day that we have cake, fun, and we also celebrate where the students are going. But students have to opt in to be a part of that. That's pretty much a Google form, and we ask them a few questions. So just remind your student that if they want to opt into the senior celebration, as far as their name and their college to be displayed, please finish that form, and we'll make sure that day when we celebrate them that it was something that they wanted to be displayed and wanted to share with the rest of the IMSA community. And we will send out final transcripts because that question does come up a lot. So that goes back to Naviance. We need to know from students. We have a few students who they know where they want to go, but they haven't settled on their school. So that means they got a couple of options, probably accepted into 2 or 3 of their priority schools. But it's important for them to make a decision, let us know which school they're choosing. So that will go into Naviance. We'll update Naviance with the name of the school. So that will also let Mr. Abraham know where to send the final transcript to which school. So that's important. All right. Next slide, please. So just a reminder, this is something that is always up, but just want to remind you of you know, how important your role is. And we don't have enough slides to put that on here, but just want to remind you that how important it is to help students maintain focus on academics. And for both parents and students to be very familiar with PowerSchool. As you know, PowerSchool is a tool that's used to track attendance, grades, and even comments from the teacher. We want to remind you to attend college-related events sponsored by the CAC office, and you've been very supportive of that. When we have any type of speaker sessions, whether it's webinars, college day, family college conferences, we would just want to encourage you to keep doing that as you are a parent at IMSA. Register and become familiar with Naviance. Remember, if you don't have access to Naviance, just send me an email and I will help you get access for that. Because that is, once again, Naviance allows us to look at scholarships. It allows us to send documents, track that admissions data from different colleges, like acceptance rate, application fees, things like that. And finally, stay informed about the CAC work by checking in the CAC website and responding to emails. And another thing I'll add to it is also to, you know, just stay in contact with your CAC, if you will. It's important to have a relationship with the CAC, either that's online or even in person. And I want to say thank you to the ones that always, if you're in the building, you always stop by, say hello, or just share updates. As you know, we get a lot of emails. I thank you for that. We'll try to always respond in a timely manner. And lastly, I just want you to know there's a survey coming out for students and parents. Just want to remind you for a senior survey, let me be clear, for seniors, if you can remind students and parents, if you would complete the senior survey, it's active now, but I wasn't going to send the email out until after this meeting. And plus it was, prom last night, and I knew the last thing the students wanted to look at was a survey. So, but once again, thank you so much, and continue to reach out, continue to ask questions. And real soon we'll be sharing the college data, where our students are going, and the list is very impressive. To me, there's no bad schools, but there's, just so many wonderful schools. And there's some areas where our numbers were like some of the highest in the state, but you'll see that real soon towards the end of the year. And so I'm very proud of the class of 2023. They are very impressive, and they really worked hard, and they just kept their foot on the gas and stayed focused on, the main thing, and it was to prepare them for their life after IMSA. With that being said, if you got time for questions, I will definitely answer any. Maria? All right.
Thank you very much, Manny. And we, again, thank you for the support with CAC and for you coming to our PAC sessions and sharing these up. And it's been a great help.
Yeah, there's two questions. Real quick, it says, when is Mr. Abraham available? By email. Mr. Abraham all you have to do is send him an email if you need a transcript. And yes, Wendy Bigler is leaving IMSA. Right now, the position is posted. I believe she sent out an email to most of her students, but most may know that Wendy's, I'll just go off, her email. Her husband is in another country, and it's just been very hard for her. And she made the decision, to go back and reconnect with him in Japan. So we wish her well. But right now that position is posted, and I believe HR and the principal's office wants to have that position filled soon, and definitely before the next academic year. And that's all I have about that right now.
So Manny, in terms of the transcripts, so is Ruel or someone in the CAC office available all summer? So if those requests come up.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yes, Ruel is a 12-month employee, so he works all summer. The CACs are 10-month employees. So pretty much, once the students graduate, the CACs would be, gone throughout the summer. But Ms. Golson, our administrative assistant, and that's Karen. And also, if you go to the next slide, you'll see the names, as well as Mr. Abraham. They are there throughout the summer. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Manny.
All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you as well. Okay, so Dr. Akwaji Anderson, I do see that you're on the call. Would you like to give any updates? I wasn't sure if you were going to be joining us since you were with the prom kids last night. So it's up to you if you'd like to share some updates.
Well, I don't like to miss out, so I'm here. Yeah, I may look half asleep, but please pardon me, but I'm here. All right, so before I get started, I want you all to know that my colleague, Dr. Anita White, is also on here. She's my partner in crime. She and I, there she is. So we actually drove to Litchfield and did placement testing for incoming students. We were so excited about that. And so we did that, and then we drove from Litchfield to Mount Prospect. Because of traffic and construction, it took us 4 hours. So it was an adventure yesterday, but I want to start by, again, I wanted to make sure you know that Dr. White's here with me, but I also want to thank Jen Mock so much. She was there with us, to greet the parents, to share information about PAC and about IMSA with parents, answer questions that, only a parent can answer. It was really nice. So we want to, on behalf of Dr. Anita White, myself, and one of our colleagues who actually works in the area on behalf of IMSA, her name is Dawn. I want to really thank you all for your support, and just thank Jen, tremendously for being there. She just made all of us feel so good to be down there in that area that, of course, we typically don't hang around very much. So I want to start out with that. And then I have a few other reminders that I wanted to share. So the principal's office continues to post all graduation related information on the IMSA graduation webpage for parents' convenience. There are still about 10 students though who have not paid for or picked up their graduation gowns and items from the principal's office. So if you are a parent of a senior or you know of a parent of a senior, please just have them check with your student actually to make sure that they have picked up their stuff, and then contact us if you have questions. Send the email to print off. So not just to me directly, to print off. And that's because the print off email get seen. If you send an email to that, the folks on my team can see that. So there are times when, it'd be good to send an email directly to me, but this one, send it to print off. That would be helpful. The Student Affairs Office and the Principal's Office will have another meeting with seniors to share information related to graduation. All students must attend and participate in graduation rehearsal on Friday, beginning at 9 o'clock. So please make sure that you remind your senior to be there. And then all students must ride the bus to NIU. So you can't transport your senior from IMSA or from wherever to the graduation venue. They must ride the bus. I'll be on the bus. They must ride the bus. It makes it easier for all of us to be at the same place at the same time. So thank you in advance for your cooperation. Some other reminders related to graduation. As you all know, I had shared with you prior that we are not going to have tickets. No tickets are required. There's a bag policy. It's on the webpage, so please. Oh, thank you, Maria. I was gonna do that later. Thanks for putting the print of address so everyone can access. So back to the reminders, no tickets required. Please look at the bag policy because, they have some stringent rules there. The doors open at 2:30, of course, at NIU. And then I also wanted to take this opportunity to, I have a little spiel that I want to share. As you all know, I will not be returning to IMSA next year. So I want to truly, sincerely thank the PAC executive. I so appreciate your meetings with me. So I'll start with the executive first. Your collaboration and support throughout my tenure here at IMSA as a principal has been so highly appreciated. I don't think that I have words that I can use to actually describe my appreciation for your collaboration, for your support. And then of course, to top it all, the gift of technology toolkits that you have given IMSA, that is so much appreciated because it's going to so positively impact, access for students. We can, if a student's not going to be learning in person for whatever reason, we can hook them up. So I cannot thank you enough for that. And to the wonderful academic PAC committee, I appreciate you meeting with me monthly outside of the larger PAC meetings for updates as thought partners to provide input on principal office initiatives to discuss, strategically plan and address parent concerns and your input and ideas related to academics and the success of our students. You all know that's, the reason that I do the job that I do is because of students. And so thank you for that. And to you parents, this includes those who are not here, but whose students attended IMSA since I became principal during the pandemic. I don't know if some of you know that. I want to thank you for partnering with me, partnering with the principal's office team, and partnering with my colleague, Katie Berger, who is not here today, but she's my partner in crime in terms of we always want to focus on the whole student because you can't teach one part of the student, the academic part, and then leave the socio-emotional part someplace else. Focusing on the whole child. That's anyone who knows me, as long as I've been an educator, that's always been my goal, I appreciate Katie sharing that passion and belief with me. And so you all have supported us to ensure that all of our students have access to equitable learning opportunities at IMSA. So I cannot thank you enough for that. So that's it for me today.
Well, first of all. So Dr. Akwaji Anderson, on behalf of the PAC, we will just want to say thank you to your contribution to us for being such a great partner and making sure that there's been an open communication between the parents and guardians and IMSA. We really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to join us on our PAC sessions on Saturdays when you could be sleeping in and not having to wake up so early, but we do truly appreciate that. And Dr. White, you as well as parents of seniors, there are quite a few of us here. We appreciate both of you so much for taking the time and driving 4 hours to, around. I'm sure very calm 200 some students, right? Hopefully you all enjoyed it. We are very appreciative as well for those interactions. And you will be very missed, but we wish you the very best in your next endeavors, whatever that means. And you're always more than welcome, I'm sure, to pop in any of these PAC sessions. I'm sure the incoming board would not mind that at all. So thank you very much for all of that. I don't think there's any questions in the chat for you, but if any parents have any questions, I'm sure Dr. Akwaji Anderson wouldn't mind. And to remind parents as well, the emails that are going out about graduation and anything like that is on the PAC website under communications. And also that information is your parents, information she was talking about regarding the bag policy and some of the information they've shared. So, so thank you again for all of that.
Yeah, no problem. Dr. White and I are here. We may turn off our camera or what have you, but we're right here. So let us know if you have questions.
Yeah, just if I could just add that yesterday we did welcome 32 admitted and wait pool students for the placement testing and had some really great conversations with some of the parents while their students were taking the tests. And I'm sure Jen could attest to that information. So in addition to some wonderful students that I think we have coming in, I also think that we have some very engaged and active parents that hopefully will become active members of the PAC next year.
Wonderful. That's good news to hear. So all of you who are committee chairs next year, your ears are probably perking up. So thank you for that feedback, Dr. White. Oh, and I see Manny, I think you're still on the call, right, Manny? I forgot to tell you earlier, when you talked about the senior forum, it was so funny here to see all the parents of seniors bring out their cameras to take a picture. I'm sure those students have already gotten reminders as well. So I thought you would appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So again, we will leave the chat open for a little bit longer, but did want again to thank everyone for this amazing school year. And again, I am very grateful to all of the parents and guardians who've been on this journey with all of us. I'm sorry, we're getting to it. I know, but really grateful for the opportunity to serve alongside so many amazing people and to serve so many of the amazing students. So just thank you again for the opportunity. Sorry, I didn't realize I'd been emotional, but it's been a joy. And again, looking forward to seeing what this next group will do. You guys know that we've always have us that you can lean on for support. As I joke, I haven't changed my phone number yet, so still available. But again, we hope that we'll continue on with that open line of communication between and that partnership with IMSA and the students. And just again, as Dr. Akwaji Anderson said, to help have these wonderful students in their whole being able to support them in that way. So again, I always push the PAC website, but it's been a labor of love for a lot of us here to be able to provide that tool. So I hope many more of you will partake of that. And again, as technology team had mentioned, if any of you have any even little bit of technology skills and want to help them out, you know, many hands make light work. They do have a great team, but there's really a lot of stuff behind the scenes that go into this. So if they're able to divvy up some of that, that would be very helpful. Okay, and then if you have any suggestions for any upcoming PAC sessions, I'm sure the incoming board and team would love to hear that. There's always many different ways to donate to the PAC. I didn't add it on here, but again, wanted to remind everyone that if IMSA gift policy, we do know that there's, you know, the regular thing at the end of the school year, usually when parents are giving gifts to teachers usually, but that is actually against policy here at IMSA. So one way to really help support and still be able to do that is to donate to the PAC or to the technology toolkits, because that'll help support them as well. Or even just sending them a note of thanks. Okay, upcoming Board of Trustees meetings are here. Oops, get back to that. And if you have any questions, you can contact us at info@imsapac.org. And do we have any last minute questions or anything in the chat?
Just a kudo board for Maria.
Yeah,
Oh.
just a lot of thank yous for you, Maria.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
Yeah, Maria,
all.
Maria,
Yes,
can you hear me?
yes.
Mhm.
we can
Oh,
hear
real
you.
quick. I'll be very brief. I just want to say thank you for your leadership and, you know, just always reaching out and your patience. And also to Dr. Kwaji Anderson, thank you for your leadership and just really helping to guide me personally through the last year. She was very helpful with that and very instrumental and just helping us reach our goals. So I tip my hat to both of you and thank you very much. And I really appreciate it. So, and I'm glad to have had this experience. It's been wonderful. And so thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Manny. Thanks for your comment.
Thanks, Manny.
You're welcome.
All right. So I guess I will be signing off for the last time as PAC President, and I wish all of you great end of the school year, great summer, and again, we'll have this recording available for you next week. So thank you, everybody.
Way to make us all cry, Maria.